You clicked for the foods that shaped history. Good call. Let's start with wheat, the grain that fed empires and, thanks to industrial shortcuts, now fills grocery aisles with loaves that look cheap and eat like sugar.
This is a really, really important question because bread is getting a bit of a bad rap, right? So, and really it's the white bread that is a bit of a problem.
Here's what happened when I asked Dr. Weening, what's the difference between whole wheat and whole grain?
Stay with me and you'll learn the 3 label cues that flag low-value bread, why enriched often means stripped first, and a 10-second crumb test you can do at home. The goal: keep your dollars out of the bread trap and in real food that actually feeds you. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
We said, okay, what's the difference? We got white bread, and then we got whole wheat bread, brown bread, and then we have whole grain bread. So what's the difference? High glycemic index, it makes the blood sugar go up and makes you not feel very good, and essentially is devoid of a lot of the important nutrients that you have.
You may want to finish this video before you finish your toast, because once you hear why the cheapest loaves act like candy in disguise, you will not unsee it. The truth is, the bread aisle learned to dress dessert up as dinner. Not with frosting, with processing. Let's start with wheat before factories. A grain was milled between stones. The whole kernel went in, bran, germ, endosperm.
A kernel of wheat has 3 main components. It has the bran, it has the germ, and it has the endosperm. Whole wheat bread is bread that is made from the entire wheat kernel.
It came out warm, nutty, and alive. Short shelf life, yes. So people ate it fresh or turned it into dough the same day. The oil and the germ would go rancid if you waited, which meant you had a built-in clock that forced turnover. Then came the pivot. Steel roller mills split the grain like a machine sorting parts on a line. Bran and germ out, starchy core in. Bleach made the flour look snow white. Now it could sit, ship, and stack. Months on a shelf, miles on a train, no problem.
The bran is what has the fiber, it's that outer coating of the kernel.
As surgeons, we always like to get rid of the germs, but not in this case.
When you have really refined, highly processed flour that's made from wheat, they take out the germ and the bran, which are really the good things. No, keep the germ. And also a lot of the important micronutrients and vitamins. The endosperm really is just that starchy layer that makes white bread taste good, but not necessarily very good for you.
Consistency won. So did profit. But here's the kicker. That starchy core is fast fuel. You chew, you swallow, it hits quick. Fiber is gone. The minerals and plant compounds in the bran and germ are stripped out. Your blood sugar rises fast, falls fast, and you go hunting for another slice. It is not drama. It is mechanics. Think of whole wheat like a full tool kit in your trunk. You have the wrenches, the screws, the manual. You can fix a lot on the side of the road. Roller-milled white flour is the same box after someone pulled out the wrenches, the screws, and the manual, then left you with one shiny socket. It still looks like a kit. It is not the same kit. You will see enriched stamped on the bag as if it were a gift. That means a few vitamins are added back. Not the fiber. Not the full slate that was taken out. Refined grains digest faster than intact grains.
So whole wheat
actually
is a whole grain, but not all whole grains are whole wheat. It's complicated. So instead of a kernel of wheat, it's a kernel of oats or barley or buckwheat. So then what is a whole grain? A whole grain or whole grain bread is something that uses the entire kernel, but it's not wheat.
That is why the loaf feels light going down and heavy an hour later when your energy crashes. Bakeries then chase a feel most of us were trained to like: soft, springy, no chew, no tang. To get that, they add conditioners and emulsifiers so a loaf can sit for days and still squish like a sponge. You get that perfect squish on day 5. You also get a dough that acts more like foam than food. Shelf life is an engineering goal, not a health goal. Common boosters and sweeteners, high fructose syrups, dough conditioners, oxidizing agents, were adopted for cost and consistency.
They reduce your incidence of type 2 diabetes, of heart disease, of cancer, of premature death, well as
getting rid of hemorrhoids.
Getting rid of hemorrhoids. Whole wheat and whole grains are actually healthy, regardless of what people in the media say about the keto diet or the carnivore diet and that grains are evil. They're not. They're actually very, very good for you.
Fiber.
They also allow you to manage your weight better. So they have many, many health benefits. But the key is you need to buy the right bread.
They help factories scale. They help bread survive shipping, storage, and long displays. They do not make it more nourishing. They just make it more predictable. That is the trade. Abundance and sameness on one side. On the other, fiber and micronutrients missing, faster digestion, higher spikes, and a quiet rise in problems you only notice later. You feel snacky. You crave more. You buy more. The store wins twice. You might want to know how to dodge the trap without a degree in food science. Start at the top of the label. What is the first ingredient? If it does not say whole grain, whole wheat, whole rye, put it back. Now scan the first 5 ingredients. If you see sugar, syrup, honey, or malt up there, that loaf is dressed up sweet. Then count the add-ons. If the list runs long with conditioners and agents, that is your red flag. 3 Qs, fast pass. Let us talk about real-world examples. A multi-grain loaf that leads with enriched flour is not whole. It is a white base with seeds sprinkled on top to look hearty. A honey wheat that lists sugar and syrup in the top spots is dessert with a tan.
The breakdown of the serving size, look for bread that has 3 grams of 3 grams of fiber per serving. Look at the label. If they say multigrain, be careful. They need to say whole grain.
Whole grain, not multigrain.
If they say wheat, be careful, because it needs to say whole wheat.
Whole wheat.
So when you're in the grocery store and there's 94 different kinds of bread, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't deal with it.
A soft artisan bread with more than a dozen additives is a staged prop, built to sit, not to feed. The real kicker is how easy it is to miss all this. The bag screams, made with whole grains. The panel shows a wheat stalk. The font looks rustic. None of that matters if the first ingredient is refined flour and the add-ons read like a chemistry set. Your eyes can be tricked. The order on the label cannot. So what is the takeaway? Use the 3 Qs. First ingredient whole grain or not. Added sugars in the first 5 or not. A laundry list of conditioners or not. That trims the aisle from 30 choices to 2 in under a minute. And when that label looks clean, one simple crumb test at home tells you if your loaf has the structure of real food or the fluff of a factory. Cheap bread is rarely cheap. When fiber and minerals go missing, you pay on the back end, with cravings that hit fast, extra snacks that stack up, and health bills that grow. The price tag at the shelf is not the full cost. The real bill shows up later. Do the 10-second crumb test. Squeeze a slice. If it gums into paste and sticks like putty, that is filler, not food. Then scan labels, whole grain first, low sugar, short ingredients. Simple, fast, repeatable. If this gave you something to chew on, like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.